and today I'm going to share something that may surprise you. What if I told you that the key to reclaiming your energy, restoring your circulation, and reigniting the kind of intimacy you thought was gone forever wasn't hidden in a prescription bottle, but instead in a simple spice, smaller than your fingernail? What if one natural item you can find in almost any kitchen could start circulating hot, oxygen-rich blood through your body again in as little as 60 seconds? I'm not talking about gimmicks, pills, or drugs. I'm talking about something natural, overlooked, but profoundly powerful. For countless men over 60, this tiny spice has already reignited energy, restored confidence, and brought back connections they thought had slipped away forever. Today, I'll walk you step by step through the science, the method, and the results you can expect when you start this simple ritual. By the end, you'll understand exactly how to use it and why it works. And I can promise you, one of the things I'll share with you today is something you've likely never heard explained this way before. Let's start with the problem. Why do erections, energy, and vitality fade after 60? It's not just about aging. It's about circulation and hormones. As we grow older, the blood vessels that feed the penis become narrower and stiffer. These vessels are so small, they're about the width of a single human hair. When inflammation builds up, when stress runs high, when lifestyle choices compound over decades, these vessels slowly close. Erections don't just vanish one day. They fade gradually, and with them confidence, intimacy, and energy fade too. But here's the truth. This isn't permanent. It's not irreversible. Your body still remembers how to respond. The circuits are still wired. They simply need the right trigger to reopen blood flow. Now add to this another layer: stress. Men over 60 often live with chronic stress, financial, family, health, and life challenges, and stress is the silent killer of male hormones. Why? Because stress raises cortisol, your fight-or-flight hormone. And cortisol is the enemy of testosterone. When cortisol rises, testosterone falls. This is why a man can appear healthy on the outside but feel numb, disconnected, and drained inside if stress is dominating his system. And here's where things get worse. Chronic gum inflammation and oral bacteria can release toxins into your bloodstream that trigger body-wide inflammation. That inflammation directly affects the tiny penile vessels we've just talked about. So between stress, inflammation, and narrowing arteries, erections weaken and energy drains away. But now let's talk about the solution. And it's one that men across centuries already knew, even if they didn't know the science behind it. The spice I'm talking about is clove. For centuries, warriors used clove before battle to sharpen focus and restore vitality. Men used it before intimacy to increase confidence and presence. Traditional healers used it as a natural booster of strength and endurance. And today, modern science has confirmed exactly why. Inside clove is a compound called eugenol. Eugenol gives clove its warm, strong aroma, but it does much more than that. Eugenol is a vasodilator, which means it relaxes and opens blood vessels. And that's exactly what you need if your penile veins and arteries are tight and narrow. It literally helps them widen, so blood can flow freely once again. But clove has another hidden power: beta-caryophyllene. This compound interacts with special receptors in the brain that regulate stress and balance. It lowers cortisol, resets the nervous system, and creates the ideal environment for testosterone to function at its peak. In other words, clove does two things at once. It opens blood vessels, and it lowers stress hormones. That's exactly the combination aging men need to restore vigor and potency. So, how do you actually use clove? There's a specific 60-second ritual that makes all the difference. You don't want clove powder. You don't want oil. You want whole dried clove buds, the tiny flower buds with that sharp, distinct aroma. Take 2 or 3 whole cloves. Place them gently between your molars and bite down just enough to crack them. For the first 30 seconds, don't chew. Just hold them in your mouth and let the oils slowly release. The compounds get absorbed directly through the soft tissues of your mouth, entering your bloodstream almost instantly. Unlike pills, which can take hours, this bypasses digestion. After 30 seconds, Start chewing slowly for another 30 seconds. Let every drop of oil spread. After that, you can either spit out the remains or swallow them. The active compounds have already done their job. That's it. Just 60 seconds a day, and you've triggered vasodilation, lowered cortisol, and set the stage for deep recovery. So what can you expect? In the first 7 days, most men feel something subtle, a lightness in the chest, a gentle warmth in the lower body, a sense of calm before sleep. Sleep begins to deepen, and mornings feel slightly easier. By the second week, things accelerate. Confidence grows. Morning erections return more frequently. Mental clarity sharpens. Some men report spontaneous erections they hadn't had in years. By the 30-day mark, circulation feels strong, erections are firmer and more consistent, sleep is deeper, stress is lower, and a sense of vitality returns. And the best part is this doesn't just change the body, it changes the spirit. When a man feels strong again, he shows up differently in every part of his life. His work, his relationships, his outlook. There are a few ways to amplify the clove ritual. First, combine it with a spoonful of raw honey. Honey contains boron, which supports testosterone production and helps balance blood sugar overnight. Second, take a short 10-minute walk after chewing clove in the morning. Physical movement spreads the circulation benefits of eugenol more quickly through the body. Third, practice deep breathing as you chew. Try box breathing. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 2, exhale for 6. This activates your parasympathetic nervous system and maximizes absorption. And finally, always choose quality cloves. Organic, fresh cloves with a strong aroma have the highest concentration of essential oils. If the aroma is weak, the potency is gone. Remember, this is not about chasing youth. It's about reclaiming vitality. You are not broken. You're simply disconnected from your own power. And clove is one of nature's simplest tools to reconnect you. 1 minute, 1 clove, 1 choice, and your strength returns. So let me ask you, have you ever tried clove for health or energy before? Share your answer in the comments, because I want to know how many of you are already familiar with this ancient remedy. And if you want to take this one step further, there's a natural, scientifically backed 7-second ritual that has already helped over 63,000 men restore powerful erections without pills or prescriptions. To discover it, scan the QR code on your screen or click the pinned comment below. It could be the exact solution you've been waiting for. I'm Dr. Ethan Carver, and I'll see you in the next video. Remember, virility doesn't have an expiration date. It just needs the right support, and it starts with a spice that's been in your kitchen all along. This video is for educational purposes only and should not replace professional medical advice. Always consult a healthcare provider before making changes to your health routine.